All right, quick disclaimer, guys. I had a video with college film breakdown of Nik Bonitto. I did have to remove that. It looks like YouTube is not going to allow me to show college film. So I have to just give a brief recap and throw that out for my college breakdowns. If you want to see a full breakdown with the film, I do have that in my Patreon. The link is in the description. Appreciate you guys for sticking with me. Now that I know the rules of engagement, I will make sure that I do it this way going forward, but I will still get the content out to you guys on YouTube as well. Appreciate you. Final thoughts on Bonitto. Some of the things I wrote down there. So, strengths. I think he has great instincts. I think he shows those instincts throughout the game. He's always near the ball. That's one thing that showed up. And he has a high motor. He does not stop. That kid, if nothing else shows up on film, kid never stops moving. Love his high motor. He tracks down runners very well. This game didn't show it as much, but what I'll see very, very frequently is that if he's holding the edge on the outside, once he's got that edge held, he does a good job tracking down the line until he gets to the running back. So if there's a run up the middle, he'll track down and pursue the running back very, very well. It did show up at times, but there are games where it shows up 6, 7, 8 times. And it's very, very consistent. And then the last thing, like I said, he sets the edge extremely well. He's a good team player. If the play is not meant for him, but he has a job to do, he'll do it. He'll just hold the edge, make sure that other guys can pursue, and holds his assignment very, very well. Now, some of his weaknesses, at least for the 49ers. Now, this is not necessarily a weakness as a player, but it is a weakness for the San Francisco 49ers, is that I do think he's probably best suited for the 3-4 outside linebacker. And he stands up every single play. He stands up. So to me, that's something that the 49ers would have to consider. I would probably bring in Kosirik to make sure that that's something that they can work with. But if they can, I think that he could do some really amazing things. He also has a tough time disengaging, especially against very powerful offensive linemen. Once they get a hold of him, he has trouble creating separation and getting out of it. It's almost like he's glued to the player in front of him. So that's one thing that shows up. And then there are times where he tries to beat the tackle around the edge and bend around the edge and just gets pushed out of the play. That shows up very, very frequently. He over pursues a bit, which is interesting because in the run game, he does a great job of pursuing. But when he's going after the quarterback, if he doesn't string together moves and he just tries to beat somebody to the edge, a lot of times he'll just get pushed out of the play and is a non-factor. So those are some things that he has to work on. But that is Nik Bonitto, redshirt junior, out of Oklahoma. Again, his measurables 6'3", 240 pounds. This year he had 7 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 39 tackles, 15 for loss. This is a guy that very well could be there towards the latter end of round 2 where the 49ers are picking. And maybe it's a player that ends up in a San Francisco 49er uniform. Hope you enjoy. And we'll be back soon with another edge rusher. I think we'll stick with edge rushers here, at least for the first few. And then we'll probably move on to corners or interior offensive line, something like that. But for now, I want to throw a couple edge rushers your way and allow you guys to make decisions based off some of those edge rushers that you like. Appreciate it.